What's going on, everybody? I have a little bit of an exploit for you here in Mouse PI for Hire. I've not had a chance to really test this thoroughly around a lot of spots, but it's a proof of concept video just to get the tech out there, make people more aware of it so people can test it. It's a big game, a lot of testing needs to be done, but we're going to be using these flying enemies that spawn out of these birdhouses, so any level, any fight where they spawn, potentially this can be used in. We're going to have them move, so we're going to break their line of sight so they move to get that, and they're going to start shooting us. During that moment of them moving, we can actually jump on top of them, and they're still going to be trying to path to us. For some reason, it doesn't update properly, and we can use that to gain a lot of height. So I'm going to show you the exploit itself and how it works. And this is the last level where typically this bridge will break, and you'll go down into the plane ride segment, which is really long and annoying. We can use that to actually skip over it. Unfortunately, the whole rest of the level kind of breaks, so it doesn't actually work as a strat just yet. But if someone wants to mess around with it and maybe put the finishing touches on it, be my guess. But we're going to go through here, skip the cutscene.
Hell, he's way too...
And the enemies are going to start spawning. You can do this just with one. All you need to be able to do is break their line of sight, essentially get them to move. So one is fine if you have the terrain and the collision to do that. If not, two enemies is preferable because you can actually use the enemies themselves while standing on them to break the line of sight for others. It's a little weird. Having more than that should work. It should be fine, but you're gonna have to watch out for your health, obviously. So you can kind of see them moving towards me. So we can just jump on their head. This guy's actually being a little strange, but you can see he's not actually shooting at me. He's trying to path up to me. So if I jump, he's going to continuously get up underneath me and let me continue to jump. And this is the exploit. There's no real height limit. You can go up as high as you want. In fact, we're going to take him for a while. So you can see the other ones are actually trying to path towards me as well. That's just going to deload there for a second. That's completely fine. So, essentially any spot where you can use, you have these enemies in the game, this should be theoretically possible. So I'm hoping a lot of cool out of bounds and some strats evolve out of it, but that'll just take some time and some testing, so there's the rest level. Unfortunately, the horizontal distance you get from jumping is not great, even with like a double jump. We're not actually descending here, it's a little bit of a fake out. The blimp itself is bobbing up and down in the air. Just need to keep going up, just to make sure we're fine. We'll just jump off. Get a big double jump. So, you pick up the chase, which will actually load in half of the final boss arena. If you don't get the pickup here, the final boss arena just doesn't exist. This guy also just doesn't exist. You can talk to him as much as you want.
We'll see about that.
He despawns when you go into the plane thing, so yeah, just show that this doesn't actually skip anything, unfortunately. So if somebody wants to mess around with it and maybe find a trigger somewhere or something that I missed. So yeah, we can get into the boss room. The save doesn't exist. The weapons and ammos don't exist. Well, some of the weapon ammo stuff does. Oh, this exists. That works. But then the final boss just isn't here. And from my testing, I've not been able to find an invisible one or any triggers along the way. I've also used that same exploit to get over here and keep our weapons by going around like the outside and stuff. No luck there. You can do some fun parkour around the outside to get up on top. A lot of void triggers here as well. You can get over here and do some stuff. You can actually hear those same enemies pathing over here still. They will like follow you basically everywhere around the map. Sometimes they get stuck in this room. But yeah, there you go. Mouse PI speedruns are pretty busted if you haven't seen them so far. Currently the any percent record is down under 20 minutes and will probably get shorter and shorter as things go on. But have no fear, I'm sure there's going to be some less broken categories as well. We'll just have to see if this exploit ever plays a part. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned. more Mouse PI speedrun stuff coming your way soon.